Let's do some health stories now. And Ghana has recorded a third suspected Marburg death. The victim, according to the Ghana Health Service, was among the 118 contacts discharged after completing a 21 days maximum incubation period. Here is Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaji.
The new case had actually completed the quarantine. And so the baby had been buried. This was a malnourished child, 14 months old. And so it's been buried, but we had samples that we are using to do the testing. We have identified 40 additional contacts within the Savannah region where the incident occurred. 11 out of the 40 are health workers, and the rest are other new members, including patients. Well, after the time, the patient had been discharged from quarantine, but we're still monitoring to see. We have alerted all districts in the country to be on the lookout.
So we're about to have a conversation about the subject in question. Dr. Banda Khalifa, public health expert with the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change, is joining me in studio. Thank you for joining us, Doc. So this latest death we're hearing about, the 14-month-old baby, should raise a lot of concern, especially also because he was one of the individuals who was, in quarantine and was recently discharged.
Yes. Thanks, Adam, for having me, and good afternoon to your listeners. I think, as you rightly said, it is a worrying concern that those that we've quarantined and have cleared, some have reported back with symptoms and unfortunately died. I must say that if we are sticking with the maximum incubation period of 21 days, I think this is a wake-up call for the Ghana Health Service and maybe the Public Health Division to critically look at these timelines, okay. Because I know a series of research have indicated that the maximum incubation period can go up to about 26 days. Okay. So probably we may have to review the maximum incubation period that we are using, more especially for household contacts. If we can increase it to maybe 26, between 26 and 30, that would clear our minds that whoever is cleared of quarantine would probably not have symptoms.
And now we know the Ghana Health Service is also speaking about working with the veterinary services to identify, if you like, the source of the virus. We also understand that the transmission from bats to humans is also very possible. A few meters from where we are now, we have a lot of bats at 37, for example. How worried should we be or not?
So I have to say that we don't have to worry about bats in 37. As you may be aware, there are well over 1,400 different types of bats, and usually the one that causes Marburg virus, or the one that seemed to be the natural host of the virus, is the Egyptian fruit bats, okay, called the Rhesetus egyptiacus. So it's highly unlikely that those of us living around 37 and having worked in 37 are at risk of Marburg virus. So there isn't any worry about these bats.
I'm also curious about contact tracing. Mm-hmm. So we know that there were a number of individuals who were quarantined in the past. The health service has assured us that they've done a lot of tracing to find these individuals. But it would appear that still there's a concentration of these cases in parts of Accra. The health service acknowledged that at the press conference yesterday. Mm-hmm. Should we not be told where these areas are so ordinary people can be careful and take more precaution?
I believe that in the interest of public health, it's important for us to know the hotspots for these cases. But I must also emphasize that for Marburg virus, those who are particularly at risk are the immediate family members and friends, household contacts of infected individuals, and also the healthcare personnel that come directly in contact with these individuals. So it is very important that we sensitize the community where these cases are coming from. educate their family members on how to handle individuals who show or begin to show symptoms of these infections.
I know we are having a conversation about Marburg, but let me slip in the issue of the monkey pox, which has also been declared as an emergency by the WHO. Also, we know that in Ghana there are a number of cases. What are we doing wrong to be having all of these outbreaks in one particular time, if you like?
I don't think it's something that Ghana in particular is doing wrong. I think it's global in the sense that emerging infectious diseases are increasingly becoming a threat to humans, and it's mainly because of three main factors. So there's the viral factor, there's a human factor, and there's the ecological factor.
Okay.
So the viral factor is because these days viruses are becoming more adaptable to the environment. Their mutation rate is also going on. Ecological factors, as you are aware, climate change, global warming, and all that. But the most important contributor for these emerging infectious diseases is human factors. So population growth is one, urbanization is another, increasing population density. We are encroaching on wildlife through agricultural urbanization. And these days, it also takes, less than a few hours to travel from one continent to the other. So advancement in technology has also enhanced the transmissibility of these infectious agents. So it's not something that it's only peculiar to Ghana, but the global health security will continue to be at threat or at risk from now.
And I guess the precautions for individuals then will be what?
Yeah, so I mean, for us as individuals and for the global health community, I think we have to find new ways of dealing with these infections, invest more in technologies that deal with bringing up research and therapeutics, vaccines, and also invest more in community engagement and health information. I think that is one thing that we've realized, particularly in this COVID-19 outbreak, that health misinformation can lead to a lot of, or can damage the public trust that they have in the public health institution.
All right, thank you very much. Joining us in studio was Dr. Khalifa Banda. He is a public health expert with the Tony Blair Institute of Global Change. I appreciate you joining us on the show.
Thanks.
Let's do some more stories now. And this afternoon, more pressure is piling on government to review the free senior high school program as the food shortage continues to bite hard. The Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools, CHAS, has directed that all co-curricular activities embarked upon by senior high schools outside campuses should be temporarily suspended. The decision taken at the third quarter National Executive Council meeting on Thursday, July 21, is as a result of inadequate funds. According to CHAS, most of the money sent to the schools are for perishables, and apart from the fact that it is inadequate for even the feeding of a student